Welcome back to. No, I can't do it, Aaron. I can't do it.
We can't be that fake. But
Yeah,
we're earnest here. We're
we're
earnest.
earnest. So, welcome back,
Ernest
everybody.
goes to you.
Welcome back, everybody. It's been like a week and a half since the last video because that was Tower of God. But guess what? We got a new god, and it is the god of high school.
Oh my god! I just realized that they both have God in their names.
I just realized that while I was saying it. So this will be our first impressions of the episode. We'll be talking about the story, the animation, the editing, character design, all that jazz. And first we will start with the story of the show. So we start with we're on an island, some big execs, they're getting their back rub, all juicy, you know what I mean, Aaron, you know what I mean?
Greasy executives. Ew.
But it seems like they're blackmailing the prime minister. I don't know, prime minister of what? Because they don't really say this. Call him prime minister, if I'm correct. I'm assuming he's the prime minister of. I was about to say Tower of God. Wow, the prime minister
Of Korea, I would assume, because it's in
Korea.
South Korea.
Yeah. So, and what is his name again? His name is Park Majin. So
I am so bad with Korean names. Weird. I'm just gonna butcher them
yeah,
if I even say them. I'm so sorry.
I need to hear it a lot. Not this is for Japanese, even everyone's any name to be honest. I just need to
Oh
hear it
yeah,
multiple times.
for sure.
But we have we on the island. They're like, we're gonna blackmail you, blah 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 blah. And let's just say, I don't know what he does because he has like a big set. He's like a poster of Buddha, but he's just like, I got this hand tattoo, pop, and the island has been disintegrated, and all the girls hopefully got away because otherwise they're dead too.
Dead. They did.
But what do you think that was about?
I'm I'm assuming they say prime minister, but he's got to have some power of God because they keep alluding to they get some kind of wish later in the episode, or at least granted powers by God. So it's like, is that one of the things that is granted, or is he prime minister and also God? I don't know. Either way, he's stupid powerful, and I'm sure he's going to be pulling things from behind the scenes. Like, how do you just start a scene where you crush an island? Like,
Dude,
he's got to be important
I hope no one
down
hears
the
this.
road.
I'm sorry, I got distracted. I hope no one hears this fucking train. Every single time we film, no matter what, 6 o'clock, this train goes by. Yeah, he has to be extremely powerful. Like this is the bar of the top tier character most likely in the show. Like
I
throughout the
would.
whole show. I'd hope so because if we're going stronger than that,
We're going Dragon Ball Z level, and even then, they don't get that far until like way down the road.
But that whole scene's just a sneak preview because then we get introduced to our main character with his grandpappy, which his grandpa most likely is going to be some plot element to the show. Rather, he's still alive, very strong. He's one of the greatest people ever, or he might be dead. One of the two. He might be dead or that.
Yeah.
So
someone to aspire to.
Mm-hmm. But then we get the late to class, first day of school vibe because our main character Jane Mori.
That's the only one I know, Mori, because they said it, like, enunciated it in the show.
Jin Mori, he's like late, he's late to class, and he gets on his bike, and let me tell you how I laughed out loud when he's like, the old grandma's in the street is like, ah! And like, we'll get to the editing, because that was one of the, I didn't expect it, it caught me fully off guard when they changed the styles, ready. And that was hilarious.
Oh, this show had me rolling, like, on multiple occasions.
This show is hilarious. This might be more of a comedy than an action series right now for me.
We'll get to that, but oh my goodness. Because I thought he was literally going to school, but it's like, nope, going to the fight. Wait, what? I thought we were in high school. No, we're going right to the fight.
No. Right to the fight.
No, we're not going to sideline you here with some boring high school business yet. We're going right to the fight.
So as he's writing, we then cut to the other characters, Yo Miria and Han DY. I'm just gonna call him Han because
okay.
So Han is working at a convenience store. He worked a late night shift before he's going to the arena. What a mad lad for working because that's some effort to be. You have a big thing next day and like you cover someone's shift or you take a shift.
He has a good heart, man. He's got a good heart.
It seems like though he does need money, and because he counts as this isn't enough, so that's going to be a plot element to why he wants to win to become the god of high school. At least I think this is the preliminaries, if I'm correct. We'll get to that when we talk about the fight.
And it said second preliminaries in the beginning.
And then we have Yo Miria, who she's walking past the guys like, hey, can you help me to the arena? And they're just these buff guys like, yeah. And like, man. First you think they're going to be jockey, but instead she looks at him and she goes full darkness from Konosuba in the sense of she just sexualizes them and she's like, oh, those muscles. And she's like, those muscles are so great. And Aaron, what happens next?
Oh! Shirt's gone. Posing full bodybuilder. Nate. Oh my gosh.
That was so great.
I wasn't ready, man. I was
They were ready to flex. Like imagine they got that compliment. They're like, wait a minute. You love muscle? Boom! Oh my gosh.
Such a good 180 from what I thought was going to happen. Oh,
same.
It was
blew my.
She's just drooling. She's just like, oh.
So we get snippets of them, and then we get back to the gym trying to get to class. But while he's riding, he sees an old lady gets her purse snatched by his bike rider, and he's like, "Oh, lady lost her purse." Then he makes up a whole scenario in his mind of why she needs that money, and it's like maybe she needs groceries or something like that. Maybe she needs this, but then it goes like her grandson needs surgery, which motivates this man to do a U-turn and chase his bike rider down for one of the most epic bike rider scenes I've ever seen since Akira. Put that on paper.
It was so cool. Like, they do not, like, I'm hoping, God, I hope the animation and the editing stay this good throughout the series, because if it stays consistent, this is amazing. It had me hooked in the first 5 minutes, and I still had, 17 more to go.
And speaking of which, we'll get to it. I want to bring it up real fast. You read a little of the webtoon, and you weren't into it.
No, I wasn't. And that's partly my fault, because I didn't like the art style. Because, on webtoons, it's not professional. It depends on the person. It depends on the artist. But this is a professional anime studio who knows what the fuck they're doing. And I'm in. I'm all in. I'm like, yeah, tell me whatever story you got to tell me, because this is crazy.
This is not to harp on, get off subject, but like it's like Hunter x Hunter. If you told me to read Hunter, it's my favorite anime of all time. I think it's one of the greatest stories of all time. If you read Hunter x Hunter before you watched it, even the 1999 version, I think, or the 2011 version, you get appreciated by the animation because both are great. And then no matter what the manga looks like, because at times the manga in Hunter x Hunter can look like one of the best, like Berserk level art, and then other times it looks like a kid grabbed a piece of paper, scribbled something, and was like, "Here's Shonen Jump. Here's a chapter. I'm going back to play fucking Dragon Quest." But nonetheless, it's a lot easier to get into a webtoon or any manga after you see even just one episode of the anime. In my personal opinion,
it made me want to revisit just so I could hold out and see what the story is. But I'm also impatient and don't want to do that and just wait. I'll just wait for the anime. Is that patient? It's being patient. Being patient.
You're being patient.
I'm a saint. I'm being a saint.
Normally, I'm not patient, but for the sake of these reviews, I will be patient.
Like some of the webtoons I've read, this is a deep dive. If anybody's ever read Hive, the starting animation and the end animation of that are not drastic, but definitely different enough to be like, damn, that's great. Because the artist gets better the longer they do it. They find their style and they get more refined. Same thing with One Piece. The beginning art and the end and the art that we have now are two completely different things. And if you don't like the beginning art, it's really hard to get into the series, even though it's gonna get better. Because you still gotta get through the first part.
Even with Tower of God, I've noticed by episode 30 of season 1, it's ramped up a bit. Like it's getting better as I'm reading it. It's been getting better from the initial first couple episodes.
Yeah, no lie. If we hadn't done the review for Tower of God, I would have done the same thing I did last time I picked it up and just put it back down because the art is just so.
It's different. I don't think it's bad. I would not go it's bad. I think
it's not.
Especially if you see his art of Rack. His art of Rack is amazing. Okay, off subject.
I know.
We'll get back to it. I'll probably have to cut a little of this. We went full on off subject.
Ramble.
He's chasing this for one of the greatest bike scenes of all time, and he runs into
the girl.
The girl.
Sword girl.
Blah blah blah. Her name is Yo.
Easy.
Yomiria, and just wails her in the face, slow motion, boom, bike,
Oh,
breaks
with
her.
the jock dudes in the background going.
Wails her, glasses break, she's pissed off. She goes to him and he's like, I ain't got time for this. I gotta versus Granny. He tells the story that we got earlier, that in his own mind, the story he made up in his own mind. Fast forward to her, and she's like, we gotta go! Let's go!
She just no more. Say no more. Let's go.
And they start chasing after the robber, and he's just like, man, I'm just trying to steal his purse. What is this?
That was crazy. Like, because they would take in any other, like, a lot of anime would take time for them to bicker.
That's what I thought.
For a good minute or two, be like, to quote unquote build some character between them. They're like, no, I believe you. Let's go. I'm like, and that is so much better.
They fast forward in the sense of real sense. They fast forward that part. They're like, you understand what's happening. Let's get to the fight scene later on in the show. Let's get this over with. They might actually do that. I wonder how they tackle that in the webtoon, because I thought that was amazing for the anime.
I think that was just like, well, I know that's my thing too. Is like, does they actually start talking, or because it's way more streamlined? Because if we understand that she understands him and she's totally down to just help a total stranger who hit her in the face with a bike going 70 and just drops everything to help him catch the mugger, that tells you everything you need to know about this girl. In like that. Like, yeah, let's go.
I fully agree. Yeah, you learn her personality, like what type of girl she is. Which
instantly.
Very good person. Like she gets mad about the glasses, but at the end of the day, it's not the big at the moment.
At the moment, she's like,
it's not the biggest.
As anyone would be right to be pissed.
I'd be like, hey, you sold me some glasses. I mean, we know we help each other, but I want my glasses.
Yeah. You hit me with a bike going 90.
So the chase continues to move on. I'll fast forward this, and then we see Han. He's watching social media. There's a lot of social media references in this. I'll get to that later. Yeah. But he punches the bike rider or whatever in his face, possibly killing him if he's a normal person. But he robbed an old lady. He probably deserves something along those lines of a punch in the face.
Oh my god!
And they kind of go to the arena together. So we're like, our three have finally met. Boom. They're not. We don't know if they might have skipped some content there, which I am perfectly fine with at the moment. Yeah. Depending on
we know they're the main three.
We know they're the main three.
They're their main characters. That's all we need.
So
for right now.
Then we get to the God of High School fight, which is the God of High School Seoul preliminaries. So we start with the regional preliminaries currently in progress everywhere. And to select participants for the tournament in 1 month's time, so 1 month from now, they get these preliminaries. If you get past these, you go to the actual tournament, and whoever wins this tournament will get a wish granted by an administrator. The way the game works is brave martial artists, as they say, directly are recruited by tournament administrators, which some of them don't do a fine-ass job because some of these people are bad at what they do. And all styles of martial arts in this tournament are allowed. There's no timer. There's no limitations on any weapons you use. Then you could win by knockout, or you only win if by knockout or the person surrenders. Mm-hmm. Bracelets are on each person to monitor all the contestants' vitals. So nano machines allow them to monitor their physical status, so you can see their HP. Like they're kind of, it gives you an example of how leveling. It's kind of how solo leveling does it. You see the level up. It's like, here's their health bar. Now you kind of know, even though we don't need that, but I think it's fine. It's not too.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fun. I enjoy that a little bit. And for this fight, it is a battle royale because it doesn't seem like that's a normal thing because everyone was confused when it happened.
Oh yeah,
this whole strike fight, battle royale, kick each other's asses, and during the fight we see who are kind of the dummies, because I call them the dummies because as you see at the very beginning, you could see someone's level. Unless there's some miscalculation here. When they're going after our main character, who looks like a goddamn main character, Jin Morio, literally, they're like, oh, he looks weak, let's get him. Did none of these guys look at his level, or is that like not a thing? Did they not see his bracelet from a distance? I don't know if that was a visual thing. I will say that. If like when the guy was looking, he saw each person's level as they were standing. Or if that's just showing us that.
Yeah.
Because
heat of the moment, maybe, or they really wanted the main character to beat the crap out of a bunch of scrubs.
Yeah, I mean, I love that. I'm not gonna. I just watched another show yesterday with Demon Lord. Wants to not. He's going to high school academy, whatever. It's watch all the scrubs get fucking beat the shit out of. It's always great sometimes for anime.
Yeah,
but pretty much the dummies fight. You see the main characters fight. You see the dummies fight. Nothing too for real. The animation looks tight throughout it all.
Hints of who probably will be a named character later on, because all the people who are just scrubs are literally colored like putties and are just in dull colors, and then the quote-unquote people who probably will have a names got some cool-ass animation and were actually colorful.
Yeah, they actually were character designs, which I sometimes wish for anime. I know it's a lot to ask, but like Animation Studios makes characters that look cool, but they're just background characters that fight, and you never see them again. That'd be awesome, because then it's like, oh.
My Hero Academia. They are the kings. They are the kings of guess the main character, because you can't. They all look unique. It's impossible.
I fully agree with you on that. So when we get to this episode, we see Hong Mansuk, which is the guy dreads. His arms are tied up. His arms are tied up, and it's a 20% handicap on his HP.
And he's a prisoner.
And obviously, our girl, Miria, I'm sorry, first episode, I'm trying to remember names after one episode. She's fighting him after he beats some scrubs. And she's doing some work, but at the end of the day, doesn't seem like much damage was taken from him. And then our motherfucking man, Jin, pantses him, and he's like, huh. Which is here's another great joke. He pantses him, and then he looks and he's like, oh, pink, huh? I think it was pink. You like pink.
You like cutesy.
And then he turns around. It's like, that's not the only thing small. And he gave him an elephant for his... And I'm just like, oh my gosh. This show's a comedy more than it is an action. And I am all for it. I know it's probably way more an action show, but like, the comedy has not missed yet.
Oh, the timing was perfect. Like, oh, that was... I was dying. I literally was dying. I wasn't... How often do you see a main character pants a villain and then turn around and you see elephant like in the crotch? Like you can't make this stuff up, dude. Like props to whoever thought that one up. That is hilarious.
But we see Jin and him fight, which Jin reacts after getting kicked. Very knees the guy in his ankle area. Boom, and he's like, oh shit, what the fuck? And that's kind of where the episode ends. And
that was where I was surprised, but I was like, don't do this to me, show, and then it did. And I was like, oh.
I didn't want it to end, which is always a good feeling when the show ends and you're like, why'd you just end? Because you don't even calculate how much time's going to pass, because I don't look when I'm watching it. When I see the end credit, I was like, by the way, the opening's going to have to grow on me, but the ED, I love the ED for this. It was simple. It was nice, beautiful. I might have to, the OP is going to take some time to get used to.
I think, well, I'm not going to go on a rant about Tower of God, because I love the opening of Tower of God. I do think that these Korean webtoon openings are dope. Like, both have been great to me. Like, both have been so interesting. I do wonder if it's cheating a little bit, though, because the cool-ass segment of fight that you get in the OP is the same exact cool opening animation we see in the fight at the end of this episode, just colored differently. Like, so I was like, cheater, that's cheating, but whatever, because they can't reuse that, so the rest has to be new. So I'm like, okay, I'll give you a pass, because it was good.
I will say it's good.
I will say that the fight choreography in this has so far been, it's up there, so far.
I forgot about the bike race when she hits her head on the sign.
Oh my god!
Great moment. Like, you don't expect it. She's like, ah, boom, and it's like you don't see it happening. It just happens, and it's just like, because you think at that moment they're about to stop him finally. This is the heroic moment they were waiting for, and
nope. How many times in this episode do you think you thought what was going to happen, and then it just derails in the best way possible?
I think 6 times.
At least, I think so. It was so stupid funny. Like, they kept the joke with the one dude rapping, and then he's rapping with the old lady who got her
robbed.
purse
She's like,
stolen,
"I'm with
and
the
she's just in the background going yo with him to set the beat to his rap as people are commenting. I'm like, what is this beauty?
Dude, oh god.
Like the muscle dudes were her cheer squad.
Dude, I think
In
we're
the
going to get them throughout the whole series. They have to be. I want them every single.
I want them every episode in the
episode,
background.
just like let's her best fan club.
Oh my gosh. Ugh.
So
please.
we get a lot of social media influence throughout this episode as well. We have
Yeah.
YouTube live streaming. Like we see the guy doing what we're doing, except live. He has his
Live.
camera. He's like, "Oh, let's watch this together. Let's do a watch together," which people do now. We probably might do that one day. And
there was a dude doing a react video live, like just sitting, in the
yeah, that's what I'm getting at. Yeah,
in a chair. Well, not including the rapping dude, which was hilarious.
no, I wasn't including the rapping dude. That's who I was talking about.
Oh,
Yeah, I wasn't talking about the rapping dude.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the rapping dude. But yeah, there's a dude doing what we're doing. I love how he's literally just like.
I actually took a screenshot of it because I was like, maybe I just make that the thumbnail. Is what I thought to myself. Yeah. I was like, no, I'll put effort into the thumbnail.
Minimal effort.
All right, but that's pretty much the episode. We'll now be talking about the animation and the editing, which, like I said, the opening and ED. Like I said, I like the ED better. I think that's dope. I think the opening's good. Aaron thinks both are dope, which fine. I also love the mid-roll credits because you don't get that in anime sometimes. Like the mid-roll,
they were stylized,
like the 16-bit, and then like that. I don't know what it's kind of called. I love it, but
it looked like Cowboy Bebop.
That's exactly what it's Cowboy Bebop.
Is this going to be a thing throughout the entire every single one?
I think it is because they did the 16-bit was on a bicycle, which I know they're going to reuse that for the next credit scene. Like last time I feel like I seen mid credits done, might have been you got Fullmetal Brotherhood, Gurren Lagann. Those are the only two that come up in my head where there's like a mid credit. My Hero
does it,
but my heroes are okay.
But they're just a title card.
Yeah, this isn't. It's not like a stylized whole thing. They don't even need to do. They could just say show a character.
Work?
I haven't seen Cells at Work in a long time.
They have a mid-season one where they're just like Cells at Work, with the different characters, which is a really cute anime. You need to watch it. Anybody out there who hasn't seen it, it's adorable.
They're gonna fight one day. Oh, I shouldn't say that word. I gotta actually take that out because that they drop your video down for that.
Edit that part out.
Yeah. So here, let me gush over the animation real fast. Which we already kind of have, but the animation, the sound design, and the editing all work perfectly in sync throughout this whole episode. The sound design, at least I didn't pay enough attention to every step every time someone's walking, that type of stuff like that Foley. But when it comes to music choices, when it comes to voice actors, when it comes to the hits,
oh my gosh,
that all was amazingly perfect.
It was next level. Like I'm trying to remember the last time I watched the first episode of something where I was like, damn, there wasn't a part of it where I thought this is stupid, minus maybe where he's standing in the rain, his grandpa was going around, but maybe just because I wasn't invested yet. But the sound design was great. The animation was still great. Like when they hit hard, and half of selling a hit in animation is the sound. Like, yeah, it can look cool, but if the sound doesn't pull you in, it sucks. And it was great. Like, every time she smacks someone with her sword, I out loud wince multiple times throughout this episode. When something out of nowhere hits someone or they make a hit, I was like, literally.
The slow motion was done to a T. It was done. I don't want to keep saying the word perfectly, but for a first episode, it was done the best way possible. I don't care about cut content for this yet. That'll be later on when I finish it and start reading it. This to me it's a 9 out of 10 first episode. The story isn't like a Tower of God story in the sense of it's not in depth. It's not going to make me think about all of this.
It's not nuanced.
It's not nuanced. It's not. But for what it is and what it's trying to be, which is a shonen action tournament series, I think. That's what I think it's trying to be with comedy infused with it. In. This to me was the perfect first episode. literally the only thing I could think of was the first segment, which is foreshadowing something later in the future. Had me kind of like, what the fuck am I watching right now? For a second, even though I was I'm finishing the episode, but like that was like the first 2 minutes was the only time I wasn't like glued to my screen. Everything else, I literally needed to see what happened next. That was the moment other than that 2 minutes, I was like, can we get on with this?
Yeah, I'd give it. I'm giving it a 9.5 out of 10 because it was just good. It was just good. Damn it!
Like, it was fun. It was fun. And it was fun.
The one scene where they get into the battle royale, they did speed ramping so beautifully. Where the one Chinese guy is going through his martial arts because they have him do the move at human speed, and then they speed ramp it up so he's just that much more superhuman. And they do that with every character in that fight sequence, and I love that so much.
That.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Like, you'll do a couple motions that are at our human speed, and then they'll speed ramp it up to show them how much more superhuman these people are. Like, when the one chick does the super wrestling moves on her, ooh, like, everything.
Oh, yeah. She sumo. Oh,
she destroyed that man, then blew a bubble, transition to the next person. Yes. The one dude is just reading a book. Oh.
So guys, that is the video. We will be talking about God of High School.
Yep.
The whole season.
Sure.
At least what we plan to do. We'll be talking about ReZero Season 2. I might be the first for the first episode. Might just be me because Aaron still needs to catch up a little bit on it. But we'll be talking about a show I just read the full manga of, like, in 2 days.
It's hard to put down, isn't it?
And can you say the name for us, Aaron? What's the show?
Aki-chan Wants to Hang Out. Oh, dude, I found it the one day. I read the whole thing in an afternoon, and I was pissed because I was like, "No, I want more."
That's kind of how I felt. Like, I read, it was in, like, I don't know, middle of Saturday. I was like, I'm gonna read something. Read half of it, and then I read half of it on Sunday, and I'm like, "There's only 52 chapters. It's only 52 chapters." And it went by so quick. And the last thing we'll be talking about is, with me and Aaron, will be Tower of God. We're both about halfway through reading the first season span, so episode like 40-ish, 30-ish. So when we get done with that, we'll be doing a review saying, hey, here are our thoughts about season 1 in the webtoon versus season 1 of the anime and the differences. We'll be tackling that. And you might see some other reviews, might see some other videos, depending on my free time. To be honest, those are the videos planned. Might see some more heavily scripted videos that I have like 4 of that I still haven't filmed or did VO yet for. Might see some of that. So that's all we got for the first episode of God of High School. Hope you guys enjoyed the review, and leave a like, comment down below, and don't forget to share the video if you want to help us get bigger, get better.
Right now. They have so many different versions of that out there, but most of them are inappropriate.
And I hope you like the new style, by the way, too. This is different from Tower of God for our Tower of God fans that are now watching God of High School.
Everyone, round of applause for Rob and his beautiful designs. He did all of it.
You might see another design because I did 2 designs, and I might use it one day just for the funsies. And Aaron, any last words?
I hope it keeps up this high, because if it does, I have something to look forward to every week again.